Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to This Week in Bitcoin. Today is July the 7th, 2017. Remember when it was 777 10 years ago? Wow, time flies, doesn't it? Are there any conspiracies that have happened because it's like all these sevens going on? Anyway, this is home of cryptocurrency straight talk. No fancy set of graphics, just information. I'm coming from Hong Kong, where it is 9:30 in the morning on Saturday. So dudes that are in Asia and Australia, welcome. This one's for you. And North Americans, hey, it's a little late. But let me introduce everyone because we've got a really diverse group, and I'm always really proud to have an international crowd. First of all, we got Ken Bozak coming out of New Jersey. How you doing, Ken?
Hey, how goes? I'm doing well. Thank you for having me tonight.
Yo, Ken's got his own channel. I'm going to link to it below once I get the links live. I was in a big rush to get this show going just because, I'm on a different time zone. Things are going wild over here. Next, we have, well, I'll save the special guest for last. Next, we have Tai Zen. Everybody knows Tai Zen, okay? Today, though, Tai Zen is in beautiful San Diego. So what's up, Tai Zen? Thanks for being on.
What's up, Adam, man? Hey, thanks for having me on the show, man.
All right. Obviously, Tai Zen is a man of very few words, so he won't say much today. Well, okay. Then we've got Vortex, also on the West Coast of the United States, where it's 6:30 p.m. On Friday still. What's up, Vortex?
Well, thanks, first of all, for doxing me. No, just kidding. I think everybody knows I'm on the West Coast. Thanks for having me so much, Adam. Really excited to be here, and thanks so much for having me on the show, and welcome everybody.
All right, and then finally, he has been on this show before. It's been many a week since he's been on the show. He's got his own channel out there, the Fundi. We'll give the link to him and everything. He is actually in Perth, Australia, where I will be on Monday. So this dude, the Fundi, and I are going to be hanging out some in Australia, in Perth, Western Australia. I'm so pumped to be there. I'm so pumped to have Australian viewers because we've got a lot of them. I'm going to be in Brisbane for 2 weeks after that, but Perth has been very hospitable. There are going to be some things going down. Fundi, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Adam. Glad to be here. Just come off night shift, so if I start to fall asleep, whatever.
So yes, it is 9:30 in the morning there also. I want everyone out there to pound that like button right about now on this holiday week here, or not here, but in North America where many of you are. Okay, Fundi, I want you to start off and just tell us, what is the situation with Bitcoin in Australia? Do you feel it's different there than maybe the rest of the world? Do you get a different feeling when you read all the stuff that mainly comes out of in the English-speaking world is coming out of North America? What's going on in Australia?
So I think we're very separated in a lot of ways. We've got a very different feel because a lot of everything happens in USD. I mean, we still talk in USD when we start talking about the dollars and stuff. We've had a lot of stuff come around. We've got some very good companies that have been around since 2014 that sort of fill the same, what's it called, Coinbase and things like that. With minimal fees and things like that, actually run out of Melbourne. So yeah, they've got a great history. We can pay our bills and stuff straight in Bitcoin with some of the other websites, which is really cool as well. And I've had a lot of friends start to hit me up over the last month and actually asking me questions. So that's been really fascinating as well.
Excellent, excellent. I want to ask you, are people there here, or not again here, I'm not in North America. I am in Hong Kong, but I stay here because I'm used to, that's where I'm from. In North America, the aura that is coming out of certain people, the web personalities, people are they talk about this segregated witness. They talk about scaling issues. They talk about technology, bit 148. Is there, in Australia, do people talk about these things, or is it just like, we want Bitcoin as a store of value? What's the story over there?
I think at the moment we're still looking at it as a very new thing. I don't think the general populace has caught on to it. So like most of the people who are asking me are like, oh yeah, I'm going to mine on my graphics cards. And that's like, Ethereum, why guys? Why? Although as far as the government goes, we're starting to look a lot friendlier We've eliminated a double taxation on Bitcoin, so now we're not having to pay goods and service tax when we purchase it. So that's 10% like extra buying locally. So that's really cool too.
All right, so down there, down under where I'm going to be observing things, and I'll report back. It seems to me that what I've encountered all over the world is that the North Americans are the most paranoid and worried about the scaling. So let's ask a North American, but a North American with altcoins and trading and all sorts of different things that I don't really talk about that much. Tizen, what are people just too into this bit 148, bit this, bit that, worrying about it, being paranoid? What is your view of Bitcoin this week and cryptocurrency this week? What's going on for you?
That's a good question. Hey, but before I answer that, Adam, I just want to tell your subscribers to pound that like button. I've been waiting all this time to say that.
All right.
Pound that like button.
Oh, awesome, awesome.
Okay, so we just I'm out here with the Honorable Grandmaster LeonFu.com out in the Southern California area, and we just finished a pretty big boot camp here for crypto investors. And surprisingly enough, we didn't have anybody ask about SegWit. The people that are there's two types of crowds that I noticed that's in cryptocurrency community. One is the technologists, change the world crowd that's the cryptocurrency investors, and the crowd that we cater to, that our channel caters to, is the cryptocurrency investing crowd. And in that crowd, we rarely get any questions about SegWit or SegWit 2X or any of that stuff. We get more questions about how to make money from cryptocurrency, from altcoin investing, from cryptocurrency investing. So we don't get a lot of comments and feedback about that. The only time that we discuss anything about the technology behind cryptocurrency, Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency, is usually when it comes to security-related issues. But other than that, we don't get too many questions from our audience about that, about SegWit.
So, I mean, there's a lot of people that just are not, they don't care about the technological stuff behind it. They're in it to make money, or they just don't know, they don't care. It's just okay, so and that's an aura I get. So speaking of auras and the vibe, again, there are some big talkers out there on YouTube, and it's great that we have experts, technical experts out there, geniuses, talking about every little bit of, what could happen on August 1st or November 15th and all these dates. And what happens is it creates this feedback loop of all these people who are like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. What should I do? What should I do? And they have to study every little bit of it and know what's going on every second. But the thing is, it's constantly changing. So what I've been preaching is like, don't worry. SegWit is the way to go. SegWit, in the end of the day, these people all want to make money, and we're going to end up with SegWit. John Light, a guest who I think is one of the best, is just an incredible guest, and one of the best people on this subject, is so calm. He's just like, we're getting SegWit. So Vortex, I want to ask you, what do you feel the aura is? Do you think that influencers like yourself influence it, have a lot of power over the aura, and then a few people, due to their own personality traits, are overly paranoid and just creating this North American obsession with scaling? Go away. Take it away, Vortex. Take it away.
So, I obviously can't speak for any people outside of the United States, since I have never been outside of the United States myself. Don't know anybody outside of the United States. But as far as, the sentiment that I can speak of, as far as the internet, Twitter, Reddit, the kind of the atmospheres where we can all come together. To me, it really feels like everybody is starting to realize that SegWit 2X is not a viable solution. Though the signaling is still there, of course, because, hey, they signed an agreement, right? But it looks like the user-activated soft fork is really working. It looks like there's more and more nodes coming online. We've crossed over 1,000 nodes, and that continues to grow. And so to me, it appears like user-activated soft fork is putting pressure on the people that it needs to put pressure on. And the SegWit 2X is becoming more and more coming to light as not a viable solution. And so, people are a little bit confused. They're like, the people on the outside, they're not sure what to think, because again, like you were saying, it's they don't really care, right? Like the people on the outside don't really care that much at all. But to the people who follow this stuff every day, this is it's going to be a big deal coming up on August 1st. And from what I can tell, it's a lot like you said, Adam. Just like John Light, I'm very much in agreement with John Light. In my opinion, it's going to be a non-event, and we'll get SegWit. We're going to get SegWit no matter what. And once SegWit activates, we can deal with the next thing. Because when SegWit activates, there'll be no more fighting about, should we activate SegWit or not? Should we not? Done, right? We don't have to worry about that anymore. There'll be no, is it safe to go to, 2 more megabytes? Nope, we don't even need to worry about that anymore, because SegWit will have been activated. We will have had our increase, so we can start doing more testing. And so it's just going to be great for the whole ecosystem. This is a long time coming, and that's really the gist that I'm getting from the community right now.
Yeah, I couldn't put it better myself, and I have said before, user-activated soft fork, just simply, instead of being paranoid and worrying about things every day, support it, use it as leverage over the people it needs to be used as leverage over, and it's going to work out. I love your attitude also, Vortex. What you've been conveying to people is great. People don't need to be crazed about this August 1st date, and that's been my message, that's John's message, and I think that's your message, and anyway, I'm not gonna. Other people have definitely have different messages. Ken Bozak, we have said a lot here. Do you have anything to add to all of this? Best for
that's a lot there to add anything to, but I'd have to agree with Vortex. I think that it will be a non-event. I almost want to call it fake news in the direction of trying to push the price down from the people who are in the inner circles that are intelligent enough, that are part of the coding. They know what's going on. The companies that are backing SegWit 2x, they know what's going on, so they're going to buy low and just wait for it to come back up after the non-event.
Dude, that is an interesting theory. I actually haven't heard anyone say that, but there probably are some FUDsters out there. And FUD, by the way, is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Pound that like button if you don't like FUD. But there are some probably FUDsters out there that are just kind of talking about this stuff just to bring it down so that maybe they could buy it for cheap. This is a very interesting point on your part there, Ken. I want to transition a little bit. Tizen mentioned altcoins. So I want to know, down in Australia, Fundi, is there any altcoin that they talk about a lot down there that you hear about? Is there a lot of altcoin and ICO talk? What's going on with that?
From the group that I'm communicating with on a personal basis, I haven't heard much as far as ICOs go, but Ethereum is definitely starting to pick up as Microsoft and things start to talk about it, and as their dates start to progress. We're also sort of seeing Dash and little things like that, the ones that have marketed themselves most. Things like Zencash, while it's the most profitable to mine, is not really picking up by a lot of people at the moment because they're not seeing the future for it. But that's within my personal group. On a wider level, I don't think much is sort of picked up, except that Ethereum, the top 10 really.
I want to ask Vortex about what's pissed him off about altcoins this week. I'm sure he's got something to say.
What hasn't pissed me off about altcoins? No. I've said it a million times. To me, altcoins are really just an extension of Bitcoin. A lot of them share the similar code bases, have been forked from Bitcoin, and we're all kind of in it for the same reason, and that's really to change money. As we know it. And so that's really the important goal at the end of the day. And that's what everybody's trying to achieve. And, all this technology going on between, Monero, Litecoin, and even Ethereum, there's just a lot of technology, a lot of experimentation that's happening. And that is great. It's really what I call it a global financial renaissance, right? This is a new global financial renaissance. So I'm just happy to see all the experimentation. Of course, there's going to be people who really inhabit that tribalism type of mindset and only want one single thing to succeed, right? But in the end, I think a lot of this stuff is going to be used in the future. Whether the coin itself is successful or not, we're going to get a better future out of all of these coins.
Most excellent. Ties
Hey,
I got specific. I'm sure I know you've got to say about you've got things to say about the altcoins. So take it away. What are you gonna say?
No. I only have this to say about the altcoins. Myself and Leon and everyone on our team, we believed in Bitcoins, and that's why we got into it. And that's why, everyone that knows me knows I put my life savings into Bitcoin. I did not put my life savings into any altcoin. I put my life savings into Bitcoin. And the thing is, Bitcoin missed the boat, man. Bitcoin could have been the coin that it was supposed to be, but it missed the boat due to one big problem. Everybody talks about SegWit and SegWit 2x and all these different things, but it still's not, even if we pass SegWit today, right now, the minute that somebody pounds that like button on your channel and SegWit goes through, Bitcoin is still going to have problems, because the problem with Bitcoin is not SegWit. The problem with Bitcoin is a governance issue. There is no governance process for them to improve, and no matter what, this is as far as Bitcoin can scale. This is it. What we have today with Bitcoin, that is it. That's as far as Bitcoin can go. Bitcoin can scale any bigger is if they come up with a governance process. It's not fixing SegWit, or that's just the tactical stuff. The strategic problem with governance, as long as governance issue, these altcoins, it's sad to see, man. Like myself and everyone on our team, obviously we've done well for ourselves in crypto investing, and we would like to thank Bitcoin, because that was the one that brought us this far. But when we look at it, it missed the boat. It missed the boat. All the technology, just think about it. SegWit is being adopted by Litecoin.
Yes. Wait, hang on. I know we've got some feedback here from Vortex has to say something. Because I think you're thinking a little short term there. I don't think you're thinking long term. Vortex, jump in there. You had something to say.
So just a couple things real quick. I got to push back on that a little bit, Ty. I'm sorry. The government, many people cite the government issue as a problem, right? The governance issue as a problem, when in reality, it is one of its greatest benefits. There is a good reason why the chain has not changed. There is a good reason why the block size has not been increased. There is a very good reason why the price is over $2,500 right now. And that is because of the security of it, right? It's the integrity of it. The whole point the main point that the core developers do is two things. And that's one, to keep Bitcoin running, and two, to make sure backwards compatibility is pushed through. That's the two most important things, and that is what they have done and will continue to do.
And I'm not disagreeing with any of that at all, Vortex. I'm not disagreeing with any of that you just said. That's what but all the new technology that is supposed to go into Bitcoin is being adopted by the altcoins. Every new single technology that is being created by the Bitcoin core developers, instead of going, SegWit needs to be on Bitcoin, not Litecoin. There's no reason why that SegWit was invented by Bitcoin. It was not invented by Litecoin. But who's using it right now? Litecoin. CT, confidential transactions, was invented by Bitcoin. Who's using it? The guys at Particle are implementing it into their technology.
Who knows Particle? I mean, who knows? They're test nets. What the hell's a Particle?
Test nets.
It doesn't. What matters is this: the technology that was invented by Bitcoin, all the new technology that's invented by Bitcoin is not going into Bitcoin. It's going into other altcoins because there's no governance to implement it in Bitcoin. That's the problem with Bitcoin. It's
absolutely wonderful that these features are going on altcoins first. I wouldn't have it any other way. That's what we call experimentation. That's what I love, is the experimentation on these altcoins so that we can get things right before we put it on Bitcoin. Remember, if there's a new feature, it's going to go blast on Bitcoin, and that is a good thing.
Yeah, I gotta go with that one. Vortex, not Vortex. Ken, what do you have to say?
I'm with Vortex, man. I mean, I'm happy he said something. I didn't want to interrupt, but that is exactly what altcoins are for. They're the test grounds. They're petri dishes. And if anything an altcoin can do, Bitcoin can do better eventually. and it will.
But Bitcoin's not doing it.
But
that's the problem. Bitcoin's not doing it.
Yet, and it doesn't have to yet.
It's doing it.
Yet is the key word, my friend. Yet, Y-E-T.
And when it does, it will be the longest blockchain with the best history behind it that is doing it when it does do it. So it doesn't matter if it's doing it now or then. The fact of the matter is, when it does do it, it will still be the best blockchain to choose that has that implementation. It doesn't matter where it comes from or who tested it first.
Yeah, I think we just in this space we get into. We got to think a little bit long term here. I mean, there's dudes in the chat. I remember I saw they're like, "Oh, this is a bloody day. This is the end." I mean, it's one bad day. I mean,
this isn't the first time Bitcoin's been in this situation.
Yeah,
it won't be the last.
Yeah, Bitcoin's there are going to be times when there's going to be governance, when people are going to be arguing about things, where there are going to be controversies. It doesn't mean the opportunity is lost. It doesn't mean some other crypto is going to surpass Bitcoin just because of one big issue or one medium issue. I mean, Bitcoin, I mean, Ty, you know it. I mean, you talk to so many people from around the United States. Bitcoin is synonymous with cryptocurrency. I mean, it has such an advantage in terms of name recognition and just, I mean, you still have a bunch of your savings in Bitcoin, correct? I mean, you haven't just become coins, have you?
When I had
you muted yourself when you thought you were unmuted, bud.
Oh, when I first got into Bitcoins in 2013, 2014, I put all my life savings into Bitcoin, and now I think I have less than 0.5% in Bitcoin.
Whoa! That they see. So you did not. So you have no insurance then. If this whole thing goes it's cashed out.
It's not a matter. It's not a matter of insurance, man. It's protecting my portfolio against, it's protecting my portfolio. I'm here to make money off of it.
You're saying your portfolio is 0.5% Bitcoin? Only 0.5%
yes.
Bitcoin. I would not advise
probably
that.
Less than
that. So you have no insurance. There's no.
No,
you've clearly lost complete faith.
So hold on. So you're saying you're here to make dollars and not Bitcoin or crypto. You're here to make dollars.
I'm here to make money off of cryptocurrencies. That's why I'm here for, and that's what everybody on our channel is here for. Like, we're not here to, we're not technologists. We're here because we're traders and investors. Whenever I hear people say anything about, we don't favor Bitcoin. We don't favor any specific coin. We favor making money from it. And right now, we don't see a governance issue. The governance issue has not been resolved in Bitcoin.
So then shouldn't Decred be the most, it has the best governance, so shouldn't Decred be worth more than Bitcoin? I mean, with your logic that the governance thing is just super duper important, I mean, I don't know.
The coin, it takes a lot of pieces.
Sorry.
It takes several components to make a coin successful. You're in marketing, It takes marketing. It takes several components. It takes a community. It takes user.
It takes people using it.
And
all right.
And
can I take this opportunity to jump in just while he's breaking?
You're fading out there. You're fading. You got some technical issues. Fundi, chime in there real quick.
Sorry, so really quickly, something that I wanted to mention. We talk about test nets as leading for the development. Now, I understand Ty's point of view. He's looking to make money. He explained that in his video just recently with Crush the Street. But something which we're not thinking about is like the immutable Ethereum blockchain is back to where it was pre-split. You think about Ethereum Classic, that's now back to where it is. Eventually, even if China Coin decides to go and push itself and go off on its own fork, it goes up to $10,000 and then crashes down because someone did something stupid with the code. The immutable Bitcoin code, which we believe in and which we are pushing to take over, that's where we want to be. That's what we're aiming for. And it's just a test net. Ethereum is a nice test net right now.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think it is the basis of everything Bitcoin in terms of in terms of the cryptocurrencies, the technological basis and the most tested one. I mean, that is something, but if you're a trader, you're not going to care about that, obviously, and that's definitely their prerogative. I'm just saying
that's not true.
Bitcoin is used now. Bitcoin, it's, you know, I understand why people want to speculate on these altcoins, but it's pure speculation on these ICOs. It's like we're comparing apples and oranges, and we're talking about what's good and what's bad. These ICOs are good if you know how to flip things and speculate, but Bitcoin is good if you want a long-term investment, if you want to use something. I mean, I feel like we're getting to an apples and oranges discussion. And Ty, you had some technical difficulties, so say what you're going to say.
Hey, Adam, I want to add this, okay? Make sure that your audience pounds that like button.
Of course.
So that's not true that the traders and the speculators don't care about Bitcoin, okay? They do care, because out of all the cryptocurrencies, there's none that's more secure than Bitcoin right now. They're Bitcoin. I refuse to believe it, because Bitcoin's blockchain has been out in the wild much longer. It's been hacked much more times than any other chain.
Wait, what's been hacked?
Bitcoin is not true.
Wait,
I believe that Bitcoin is more secure than any other blockchain, and I want Bitcoin to succeed. You understand? If I make money from crypto, I want my crypto to actually hold value. It's not going to hold value if I have it in a crypto that collapses because it got hacked. So of course I want Bitcoin to succeed. But the problem, they're not solving the governance issue. That they don't have no governance issue. They cannot scale. Bitcoin cannot scale beyond what it has right now. It can't. And if we really want Bitcoin to succeed, we need to the community comes up with a solution so that the governance issue, a process is implemented so that Bitcoin can scale. Right? The solution
is called SegWit.
Yeah, and we don't need a dictator. This is the best way.
You're not seeing the big picture, Vortex. You're not seeing the big picture, Vortex. SegWit is just a tactical maneuver. It's not a strategic long-term view. What happens?
What happens with the mentality, though? Like you're talking about cryptocurrencies that make money, fiat, government-issued currency. So you're only really in this to make money that has, for the past 70 years or so, just been losing value over time. So you're cashing something out that's increasing in value for something that's decreasing in value. I mean, the whole mentality doesn't seem to make sense to me. The U.S. dollar or government-issued currencies have government issues of their own, and they're governed. So I don't see how that has one to do with the other.
All right. I want to say something. Somebody in the chat said, and this is an interesting point. Someone says, like, laugh out loud. Adam doesn't use Bitcoin, because I said I use Bitcoin. Dudes, I get paid in Bitcoin for my consulting, okay? I'd say I'm using it. All right? I just met with a dude out here in Hong Kong who paid me in Bitcoin, all right? And he was talking a lot about ICOs, by the way. I can share that story. But for the people out there who love the FUD, who are like, no one uses Bitcoin. Dude, there are entrepreneurs out there like me, like the people making these shirts, check out the links below, who get paid in Bitcoin and leave it in Bitcoin. I have never sold a Bitcoin. That's how I value a Bitcoin. My services cost 0.15 Bitcoin. I don't care what that is in dollars. That's what I want, 0.15 Bitcoin. So that's a little additional thing out there for the trolls that like to make some comments here that I don't usually get to say hi to, because, you know, I'm usually just looking straight on and doing my own show, but I get to say hi to you schmucks today. So Tree, you're a freaking schmuck. I will tell you that right now. You're a schmuck and a half. Take it away, guys.
Sorry, so can I just jump in here really quickly? Oh my goodness, I lost my train of thought. We talked about not being able to scale and not developing our governance model. We were in a stalemate between Bitcoin Unlimited and SegWit, requiring the 95%, and then we got the UASF. Since the UASF, we have been all over the show.
Yeah, you're speaking now. Wait, now who's next on here? Someone was about. I thought Vortex was about to say something.
No. I was just I think that I said my points, and the show is all about long-term thinking.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. And yeah, so the troll is happy I said his name. That is, you know,
Here's
and that was a mistake. I don't usually do things like, I don't usually say trolls' names. So yeah, you got real lucky today. So maybe you're gonna get laid tonight too. I don't know. I have no idea. But and you know what, men out there, that's another thing. You shouldn't let women control you that way. That shouldn't be your aim in life. It should be bettering yourselves, thinking long term. You know, what am I going to invest in myself here? What am I going to learn to make my life better, to make myself healthier? So don't put all your value in a woman. So I just put some value in a woman there. That was incorrect. So, you know, Trolley or whatever your name is, you know, my things too. And I think you've said some things about well, no, I'm not going to get into the other things that you said, well, but real quick, yeah, you're getting a lot. Yeah, Trolley, you're getting a lot of attention here, too much attention. And again, Adam Meister has weaknesses too. Sometimes he'll address the trolls, and you know what? I never should. So take it. Who's out there on my team?
Well, I just want to say one thing, Adam, real quick. You know, I just want to say that there's like you said, you're getting paid in Bitcoin. I know a lot of people that get paid in Bitcoin, and I know a lot of people that use Bitcoin every day. And even, you know, though the king of the trolls, right, uses Bitcoin every day. There's a lot of people I know that use Bitcoin every day, and they're using it successfully. There's, of course, the mempool issue that just recently happened, right? We have the mempool going completely down, literally almost down to nothing now. That SegWit 2x has been signaling ever since SegWit 2x has been really signaling high, 80% and over. With the mempool has been completely down. So now I can literally send you transactions again for millions and millions of dollars, right? Millions of dollars of transactions for pennies. And so it was purely a political thing the whole time. But, you know, I know a lot of people that get paid in Bitcoin, and that's just an important point I want to make is that people are using Bitcoin every day.
Yeah, it has value. It has definite value. I mean, I value it. I mean, but sorry, wait, someone was about to say. I wanted to get to some stories of the week, but someone is about to say something. I can tell.
Yeah. I wanted to mention this. Okay, so we just got through doing our huge cryptocurrency investing boot camp in LA, and during the boot camp, in theory we had to teach all the stuff about Bitcoin. Whenever we talked about the blockchain and things like that, we used Bitcoin as the example. But then when we had to go and do the actual hands-on practice during the boot camp, guess what we had to use? We had to use Litecoin, and we had to use Dogecoin as the examples for our students.
It was fast transactions, right? You didn't want slow transactions.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Because
all right,
because whenever we tried to do it,
it's going to get correct. So you couldn't do your presentation because of the current situation. I mean, okay, so you found a great solution. You found a use case for Dogecoin. There's a use case for Dogecoin if you need to make a presentation. Okay.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. We hope. You know what? If the governance issue gets fixed in Bitcoin, I would be happy to transfer all my wealth back into Bitcoins.
I want to talk about newbies real quick. Because Ty, you obviously encounter many newbies, and that is great. There are so many flooding these channels now, and I'm getting questions again about OneCoin, about straight up. OneCoin is a straight up scam. OneCoin and One Life. Okay, we know that here, but I mean, like, how do you approach it? How do you approach it when you're dealing at your things?
So here's the thing. There's a lot of people online that call things a scam, but they never explain the reason why it's a scam. Okay, let me explain to your audience in case they're new. Okay, the reason why.
Keep it as short as possible. Keep it as short as possible, man.
The reason why OneCoin and One Life is a scam. The scam comes from misrepresentation. It is an MLM. It's a multi-level marketing scheme that is being disguised as a cryptocurrency. So the scam comes in fraud and misrepresentation. It comes in, what they're doing that's illegal is misrepresentation. They are misrepresenting a multi-level marketing scheme as a cryptocurrency. That's where the scam comes in. If they came out right and just said, we are a multi-level marketing scheme, then you cannot accuse them of being a scam because that's what they are. But the fact that they are a multi-level marketing scheme and they are claiming that they are a cryptocurrency, that's where the scam and the misrepresentation comes in. So it's important whenever we call something a scam, we point out exactly what it is. We can't just say it's a test net, or we can't just say that, oh, it's just another altcoin or whatever. We have to clearly indicate the reasons why a law enforcement or the Securities and Exchange Commission would come in and would indict them or would investigate them. They would investigate them for misrepresentation. They wouldn't investigate them because it's an altcoin or anything like that. They're misrepresenting themselves as a cryptocurrency, and their blockchain is not publicly available for people to review. It's not available for traders like us.
There is no blockchain.
It's none.
No, there's no blockchain.
Okay.
Now, you make an excellent point about, it's just because something's a pre-mined coin, like Dash or something. People accuse Dash of being a pre-mined coin. Don't put it on the same level as a freaking OneCoin. I mean,
it's not. It's not the same.
It's going to confuse people to call them both a scam. I mean, again, I have straight up said a million times, and people don't like when I say it. Dash is not a scam.
No, that's not
like Dash. You might not like Amanda. You might not like Dash or whatever. You might be the biggest Bitcoin maximalist in the world, but to confuse people and compare it to OneCoin is not. It's not helpful. And what's the one that's out there now?
There's one I would really like to compare to OneCoin, which is BCC, the BitConnect one, where they're using their own platform. There is absolutely zero proof of any trade ever taking place, yet they say that they are a lending trading platform, but they don't show you any trades taking place at all. So their whole affiliate program is literally a pyramid. Like the description is a pyramid. It's blatant MLM, but that's the one coin I would compare to. No pun intended. OneCoin.
Well, there's another one going around too that Rocky mentioned on the show. What was that one called? It starts with a G.
Gladia?
You got to warn people. Gladia coin. Yeah.
Yes.
Total scam. That is a scam. So if people are new,
I think that's dead. I think the website's gone.
Yeah. I think it popped.
But dude, people still ask about these things. I know OneCoin's supposed to not exist, yet someone just asked about it.
Craig Wright is Satoshi Nakamoto. I've been getting it all week.
Exactly. Like, who cares? We're talking about one of the titles of this show today is the aura of Bitcoin. Why do people pay that guy any attention? I don't even understand. It adds to this weird aura. Like, we as guys that have our own channels or whatever, we can control the aura here, or the narrative a little bit. We have a sort of a responsibility here. I mean, let's just keep it straight up. That's what I'm trying to do here, and not give people like King of the Trolls, because when King of the Trolls was getting all that attention, that's when China Coin had a lot of momentum. People got smart and stopped talking about that dude. I don't even say his name. I just call him King of the Trolls, and we're not going to say his name. All right.
Hey,
so
hey, Adam.
Yes.
Just real quick, Adam, this is something I want to share with you and all your guests here right now. We had 4 lawyers at our boot camp to observe us, to make sure we're not saying something that's out of line, to make sure we're not showing any slide that's out of line with the attendees. So we had to invest a huge amount of money to have all these lawyers there to make sure that we're in compliance with the SEC, with FinCEN, with FINRA, and everything. And I will share this with all you guys. We have to be really careful accusations of somebody as a scam without clear, because we put that out there on YouTube and on the media, and we think that it's funny to call somebody a scam and stuff, and if we don't have no evidence, they can come back and sue you for that.
Of course, they
can sue you. So I just caution everyone that's in the YouTube community or in the crypto community, before you lobby accusations that someone is a scam or a project is a scam, make sure that you have real facts that they are an actual scam. That, like, the reasons, like if you were in court and you were being called out to be a witness as to why this is a scam, you need to have real facts, and not just because it's an altcoin or it's test stealing Bitcoin's technology. None of that is going to hold up in court for defamation of character or anything like that.
You do not want to defame an individual. I mean, individuals especially. Some of these, obviously, some coins, they're supposed to be decentralized. You could say bad things about coins per se. I'd be careful no matter what. I mean, lawyers are they sue for anything.
I've been advised to scam announcements or calling anything a scam in the phrase of a question. Is it a scam? Don't say it is. Ask it. And then show the information why it may be.
No, that's good advice.
Yeah.
I
Or
want to get to
we can all just go watch Tone Vays' show, right? Called the Crypto Scam.
yeah. Let Tone get sued. That exactly. What's up? Pound that like button for Tone Vays, everybody. Pound that like button. No, Tone is totally awesome. He'll be back on this show soon enough, I'm sure. I want to get to everybody's stories of the week because I'm sure everyone's got stories of the week because it was such a boring week. You know, maybe people came up with some crazy ideas. I don't know. Fundi, what is your story of the week down in Australia?
You're putting me on the spot. The biggest one I'd have to say with us, we've just ended the financial year. We're no longer taxed on Bitcoin. That plus I've got friends that are like really getting into it, which is really cool now to see more people in my local community getting into it. Other than that, I don't have much.
Well, no, that is awesome. And I am looking forward to seeing Perth firsthand. I know it's not going to rain 10 times a day like it does in Hong Kong here every single day. I'm looking forward to winter down. Beautiful Perth. I'm looking forward to it. All right. Ken, what's your story of the week?
It's not so much anything close to home, but it's a story that caught my eye, caught my attention. The South Korean Bitcoin exchange Bithumb was hacked. I got some details on that. There's been reports that it occurred in February, but they waited till now to talk about it, actually. They didn't find out till about a week ago themselves and waited a week to even report on it. But the hack or the leak started from an employee's PC, not the main server. It appears that the data was actually used to trick users into letting the hacker steal funds from their account, using like staff calls or text messages, manipulating them into sharing their account's authentication codes and other information like two-factor authentications. So it looks like the hackers got emails, phone numbers, passwords, and called people and just phished, trying to get information from people, convincing them they were employees and they needed one more piece to actually help them get their account back online. This actually, again, happened in February. They noticed it in June and waited to report it in July. This has affected 30,000 people. Now, this exchange is responsible for 3% of Bitcoin exchange as a whole, as of coin market cap, and 13.5% of Ethereum as a whole. So the exchange is pretty big. One man has reported losing 100 million local South Korean won, which is 8,700 USD. And there's a quote from somebody here that claims that, or the quote is, quote, "Our account passwords were hacked as well as our phone numbers and money was withdrawn." So it goes into more to say that it wasn't just being, people weren't just being tricked into giving up their information. They had all the information they needed to get some of the accounts and funds on their own. The exchange, Bithumb, has announced that they are doing a compensation of up to 100,000 local won, which is about 87 bucks USD. And they're going to compensate everybody who lost more than that in entirety in a responsible manner, which is probably going to be months, if not year. Who knows how they're going to handle it, but they're claiming they're going to pay everybody back. And I'd like to end on the note, buy a hardware wallet. I'm sure Adam has a link in the description box below. Use the link. Buy a hardware wallet. If you're worried about losing cryptocurrency and you haven't lost some to buy a wallet, you're going to lose some. I mean, that investment you're going to make buying the crypto hardware wallet is going to be an investment in peace of mind. And that long-term mentality, that peace of mind is going to go a long way. So buy a hardware wallet and avoid things like this, because this could happen to Poloniex, Bitfinex. It could happen to GDAX, Coinbase. They're claiming it was an employee's laptop that was hacked. For all we know, it was the people in the exchange that did this just so they could point fingers. But again, I did want to mention that the country's watchdog, Internet and Security Agency, is investigating this. So hopefully we don't find out it was insider stuff.
And it very well could be insiders. And I want to say, this is happening in South Korea. But it has happened already in the United States. So people don't say it can't happen here, Ken's absolutely right that you should control your own private key. But I want to say that this happening in South Korea, although it is very sad and it is tragic, it just shows you that currency ecosystem is expanding enough there that people are scamming, people are stealing, people are targeting it. So it's growing over there. When you have bad things happen, it means that you are a bigger target. You're growing larger. So obviously it's a negative, but it can be looked in a I try to look at things in a positive light too. I always do. And
I do want to add to that though, real fast, Adam, before I forget. Right now, the biggest scam going on is myetherwallet.com is being attacked. A lot of Slack channels, a lot of Decreds, a lot of these group messaging are being attacked with fake links. So people are being sent to what looks like myetherwallet.com, but it's really myetherwallet.com.co. So that is right now actively happening. So do not use any links that you click to do anything with MyEtherWallet. Make sure you type it in the address bar by hand.
Well, yeah, the Ethereum Classic one last week was having a real issue. We talked about that, but that is actually, that's insightful what you just said. I mean, a lot of people do click on things like that. There are a lot of phishing attacks. Always type it, you know, be familiar with your online wallet. If you have an online wallet, don't get phished like that. That's real important there. That's a very good point. Vortex, what do you have to say about a story of the week? Anything you want to share?
Oh, sorry, I was just laughing at somebody in the chat. You got a great chat in here. You know,
I did. I mean, I think chats are cesspools. I really think they are in cryptocurrency. It's cesspools because there's a bunch of guys just like. I've been living in their basements.
It is what it is. You know, there's people.
It's the conspiracies and the Jew hatred is unbelievable from some of these guys. It really is just. It shows you a glimpse of society that most normal human beings never get to see. It is a cesspool. It is a cesspool.
I can tell you this, Adam. You know, trolls are going to do what trolls do, right? Which is be trolls. That's just what they're for, and you can't blame them for being trolls because that's who they are, right?
But those are sociopaths. I'm not used to, you know, I guess I lived a good life, a good middle class. I'm supposed to feel guilty that I lived this great middle class life where my parents worked their butts off to send me to great schools so I could live a very comfortable life. And so I didn't get to meet people like these deranged sociopaths who get sexual joy from trolling on the internet. Who don't own a Bitcoin, who don't even own a cryptocurrency, but treat it like a team sport. Where they're like, you know, and they get some weird joy out of it. I mean, I guess that's my story of the week, that there are these cesspools out there on the internet, and it's sad for humanity. It's sad for humanity. But hey, man, that's why you got to be positive. Join the Meister lifestyle. I'm sorry, Vortex. I'm interrupting you. Go.
Hey, Adam.
Hey. Hi, are you leaving us or something? Is that why you're interrupting? What's going on? Because Vortex is in his middle of the story of the week, and I've been interrupting you.
No. I just didn't want us to feed more into the trolls, you know, and give information that your subscribers can actually use. Okay. So based on our research,
come on, wait. Based on your research, let Vortex. You're going to have the final story of the week. Vortex is in his middle story. Let Vortex do his story of the week, and then you'll do your story of the week. So Vortex was in the middle of his.
Well, let me just say this, Adam. Let me just counsel you a little bit because you know you are a wonderful counsel to many people. I'm sure in your private sessions as well. You know, let me just counsel you with this, Adam. You know, we're all human, right? We're all here together on this planet, and humanity is full of positive and negative. And that's the beautiful part. We all have positive and negative in us. So, you know, let's just let humans be humans and hope that that they'll be able to look at channels like yours and see shows like yours and get inspired to become more positive, because that's what you do. And, you know, that's what I think you should continue to do.
Yeah, you got to keep it on always keep it on the positive. So me shouting out cesspool is not positive. So again, I'm not perfect. It's just that some people are just like, dude, this is chats. This is some wild things. They're good. They are wild. They're definitely wild. Ty, take it away, baby. Take it away.
So I just wanted to interrupt earlier so that we can give your audience some valuable information they can use right away instead of giving credit to all the trolls. So based on our research, we found out that if we wanted to keep so in case if someone's investing in altcoins and to protect their portfolio, one thing that we found in our research is that if you keep about a minimum of 15 to 20, sometimes 25% of your portfolio in Bitcoins, what it does is it helps to level out the volatility so that in case Bitcoin goes up, you know, you can still benefit from it going up. But if Bitcoin goes down, it still maintains, it reduces the volatility in your portfolio. in case you have altcoins in there. So I don't know, just stuff like that I think is more useful than.
Yeah, Ty, but you know what? You and I were having a conversation about this in the beginning. You only have 0.5% in Bitcoin. I was the one saying, dude, you don't have any insurance. You just said yourself, keep 15%. It's insurance. Heck yeah! I believe you should do the safest thing possible. Have 99% in Bitcoin. But I mean,
I'm sharing that. I'm sharing that with your audience for the ones that believe in Bitcoin and still want to invest in altcoins. There's some advanced strategies that I use that doesn't require me to keep it in there. So that's the reason why.
Okay. I'm talking about. I address the long. We have different philosophies, obviously. I really it's a for me. If the other stuff is gambling, Bitcoin is solid. You can use it as insurance. You say to balance out things. I say insurance. It's not as risky as these other things. It clearly is not as risky as playing popping with an ICO.
Here's the thing that we have to all be prepared for, regardless of what we believe in, regardless if we believe in Bitcoins or altcoins or anything, right? We have to be prepared in the scenario that Bitcoin is not the dominant coin. We have to be prepared for that. Because nobody knows. If you say that, or anyone claims that they know that Bitcoin is going to be dominant and the only coin, they don't know. And this is something that I always tell my, clients, if you really do believe in that, you really know that, how would you know, and this is where to separate opinions from facts. When somebody says that they know that Bitcoin is going to be, the dominant coin, they don't know that. If they did, they'd go mortgage their house and put everything into it. So we have to be prepared.
There's a difference between being a dominant coin, and knowing and being very sure that in the year 2020, it's going to be a lot better of an idea to long-term hold the Bitcoin than the ICO. And there's something that actually does something now than something that is totally speculative. So there's, I understand what you're saying, but I mean,
let me just jump forward, Adam.
We have to be we have to be prepared. We have to be prepared for the fact that that Bitcoin may not be the dominant coin. We have to be prepared for that. And I think that part of our thing that we do with our audience, is that we let them know, in case if Bitcoin dominates, we're all going to do well. Okay, but what happens if it doesn't?
What do you mean by dominate, though?
We'll still do
well.
What
do you mean by dominate? Yeah, dominate the market cap? Dominate the use case? And if so, what use case is it dominating? I don't understand. It's a very open-ended statement.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, like when I first got into Bitcoin back in 2013, Bitcoin was the only coin. Like, to talk about any other coin was just silly. Okay? But as we can see, we have to look at the facts of what's going on today. Right? Bitcoin is no longer the most dominant coin out there. It's losing dominance. It's on a downtrend. So losing dominance. That's not it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing.
Around the world, it's the only one people have heard of. I mean, you're judging it by one measurement. Other people are judging it by another measurement. If it's worth 5 times what it's worth now in 3 years, then who cares about the dominance? Who cares if some guy says Ethereum is the best one, and yet Bitcoin is going up to $10,000 in value? I mean, this is, again, I see where you're coming from, but I don't think people have to be prepared for it. People should be prepared for Bitcoin existing. I mean, do you think that people are going to use Ethereum as the world reserve cryptocurrency time? Do you think that's a possibility in the year?
No, hey, listen. The idea that Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency becomes a world reserve currency,
Cryptocurrency.
Let me tell you
world
something.
Reserve cryptocurrency. We're talking. I'm using a term as the one that people cash out into. Just as now people cash out into Bitcoin, are people going to be cashing out to Ethereum? I mean, that when I say world reserve cryptocurrency, that's what I mean. I don't mean to say it's going to take the place of the dollar. I'm not saying that.
Yeah. Okay. So check this out, right? Check this out. I'm only sharing with you guys what I've seen with my own eyes. I have clients that whenever they need to cash out, some of them cannot cash out into Bitcoin, so they have to cash out into Ethereum. Okay.
Why not
I've done
use local Bitcoins and cash out locally?
I'd like to know technically
easy.
why they can't cash
Yeah.
out, Ty. Can you please tell us technically why they can't send a Bitcoin transaction?
Because have you ever tried to move several $1 million worth of Bitcoins?
I've moved a large sum.
Have you?
I know
Have
many
you moved-
people that have moved very, very large sums of Bitcoin.
You pay $35 to send $1 million
go look at the
Bitcoin to
mempool.
be.
Go look at the mempool right now, Ty. Every few seconds, there's $800,000 transactions being sent for pennies. Go look at the mempool right now.
No. You
Correct me if I'm wrong, but even if you try to sell millions and millions of dollars worth of stocks, that could take a while for the sales to go through or be a bit of an issue.
Well, that's something. Stocks.
Okay.
We're not going to.
No, I'm just saying, like selling a big amount of anything is going to be an issue. It doesn't.
But with Bitcoin, that doesn't matter. The amount doesn't matter. It's satoshis per byte, right? So as long as you're just sending a single transaction, you can send millions, hundreds of millions of dollars for pennies.
I don't know if that's
All right, we lost. Okay. I think Ty was trying to say something else too. Ty, we didn't want to. I want to let you. Ty.
Boss, I heard everything you guys say. It's just start moving larger quantities. You guys will see what we're talking about.
All right.
Sometimes whenever you saw, we have clients that when they try to move 6-7 figures, in crypto to Ethereum, not because they want to, it's because it's the only way to another easier and safely. And when I say safely, it's whenever you move a 6-7 figure chunk of funds in crypto, you need to know that it gets there. And nothing is more frustrating than to send a transaction and not know for several days if it got there.
Ty, if it's $1 million worth of Bitcoin, you're going to pay $60 to make sure. I mean, it's not a big deal to pay.
The miners will want to mine that large of a transaction. I assure you, if it has the proper fee.
Just hold on, okay? Just hold on. Hey, Leon, come here.
Leon's making an appearance now.
You guys already know who LeonFood.com is,
Everyone,
right?
he's been a guest. Everyone knows who he is. Everyone knows who he is. Take it away.
Okay. Have you or have you not seen large transactions in Bitcoin not go through?
Yeah,
and you've seen people have to wait for several days.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with that. You'll pay $6 for a Bitcoin transaction. It's not up to you. What if you're on the receiving end of that? And what if you are? Yeah, it's the sender's choice what fees he or she puts in. It's not you as a receiver that gets what fee you get. So
I'm saying if it's a large transaction, if it's a large transaction, the person who's sending it is going to make sure he sends the right.
Nothing is more.
This is individual responsibility.
So
we're talking about individual responsibility when we're talking about people sending millions of dollars and then only putting in the wrong, putting in a small transaction fee. I mean, that's just the guy making a mistake. We're getting off track here a little bit. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, guys, Vortex, you have something else to say about anything?
Other than just look at the mempool, people. Just look for yourself. Look at the transactions right now being sent. Look at the fees that they're using, and you will see that right now the mempool is damn near empty, and you can send millions and millions of dollars for pennies.
Yeah, and I know what I wanted to say. And now that the show has gotten a little extended here, I wanted to bring up. I want to get everybody's opinion on Ethereum. That's what I want to conclude with. That's going to be our conclusion of the day. So down Australia. Tell us what do you think about Ethereum down there, Fundi?
I had a very small percentage of my portfolio in Ethereum, and it increased, so I moved it into Bitcoin. Also, talking about moving large sums of cash, moving it into, or there was someone on GDAX who sold Ethereum and dropped it on the exchange down to 10 cents.
Yeah.
So at this point, Bitcoin is a lot safer from that point of view.
It was in a technical point. In a technical point of view, it definitely is. Ken, what's your Ethereum? thoughts?
Ethereum is a house of glass cards. I mean, I've made a pretty penny off of it. It was at one point my largest percentage of cryptocurrency quantity of coin wise. Started actually to start trading it off for Bitcoin and Litecoin. And the fact that it is the house of glass cards right now. It's a Jenga board being built on thin ice. Who knows? I really like the promise of Ethereum. I like the idea of the Internet of Things. I like the idea that a car driving down the highway can communicate with the street lights so we can save blah, 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 and the car won't be hacked because we're using it. But the gas and all these tokens, and I don't see it being very viable as much as I used to. I feel like the more I learn about Ethereum, the less I feel like it actually has a long-term use case viably. But I still hold a lot. I'm hopeful that it works out because I want to live in the world of the Internet of Things. I want to live in that world. So that's how I feel. It's a risk. It's a big risk, but the reward could potentially match that, if not make it well worth the risk.
Okay, I'm gonna do.
Looking for.
We're gonna end this a little differently. We're gonna have Vortex, and then we're gonna have Ty end it with Ethereum. So Vortex, what is your Ethereum? Is it gonna be? Can you see it being the dominant, quote unquote, dominant cryptocurrency?
So I don't think Ethereum wants to be a dominant cryptocurrency, right? They want to be this global computer. They want to be an ICO machine. They want to be all of these different things, but they don't want to be a global currency. That's never been by any of the founders. That's never been said by any of the founders that that's what they want to be. None of the founders, none of the developers have ever said that it can be, or that they want it to be a global reserve currency, nothing like that. And I just want to remind everybody that Ethereum has scaling issues of its own. If you think that Bitcoin scaling issues are having issues right now, just wait till people start actually using Ethereum, okay? You are going to see some insane scaling issues. We get a little taste of it. We got a little taste of it recently from the ICOs, right? A little taste of people actually using Ethereum, but it's going to get a whole lot crazier. And Bitcoin is going to scale because it is quite simple. Quite simply a payment network and a currency. It's of course it's programmable money, but at the end of the day, it's very simple programmable money with very simple blocks, very simple programming blocks that can be used with one another to make greater things. But at its core, it's just simple. And this is why it will scale, and this is why it'll have a lot less scaling issues than Ethereum. I mean, people are saying that Bitcoin has scaling issues with our governance issues, right? Governance issues, quote unquote. But wait till people start using Ethereum. That is a far more complex system, far more complex blockchain. And I definitely don't envy the people who have to figure out those scaling issues.
All right, Ty, I'm letting you're getting the final word on the show today.
Well, I think I've said everything I needed to say.
Nothing about Ethereum, though. I want to hear, because it's the number two. It's the number two cryptocurrency. I mean, so can it be number one? Do you see?
Tell me if it's a number two cryptocurrency. I made a mistake early in the year about crypto with Ethereum. The mistake I made was that I didn't get into I looked at Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, and I put my money on Ethereum Classic because I thought that it had more upside potential. But the mistake that I made was that I didn't account for the lockup, the lockup period. That all these ICOs would come out and lock up all the Ethereum and take it off the markets, and then push the price up to as high as it did to $400. So that was the mistake that I made, was that I miscalculated on Ethereum. I mean, I still made money on the Ethereum Classic because I thought it had more upside potential. That was the mistake. That's the only comment that I have about Ethereum, was I made the mistake, the lockup period, that I didn't realize that it was going to be the ethers were going to be locked down due to the ICO that it had. All these ICOs coming out, and I anticipate that that will continue. And the only thing that I would caution anybody that's investing into Ethereum, I don't believe that it's as secure as Bitcoin is. The blockchain is as secure, and I believe that there are so many people holding their wealth in Ethereum that we have to be careful, because if one bug hits the entire network, it's gonna tangle the tokens. So we have to be prepared for that, and everyone needs to ask themselves if they're invested into Ethereum, and to handle that when that happens, and how would they hedge their portfolio against that.
Well,
So that's the only thing I would caution.
I think it's actually a very good point that it could blow up, and that you have to be prepared for Ethereum to blow up because of have another DAO type event. So you're prepared for that. You're prepared for Bitcoin not to be number one. Also, you advise. So who should we be prepared to be number one? Who's going to be number one?
Ty, I wanted to jump
in. It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be. There doesn't need coin for crypto to succeed.
Okay, who needs
to be number one?
There doesn't need to be any dominant. You're saying that there'll just be some type of situation. Well, there'll be a few, but you just won't be able to identify one that happens to be more dominant. Even though one of them could have been Bitcoin. If one of them's Bitcoin, it'll have to be Bitcoin because of the momentum it already has, because it's already so well known. I mean, it would have to take quite a hit for things to be basically equal, but Bitcoin still not to have its head above the rest. I mean, I don't know.
Check this out. You know the camera that I'm using to record this video, that all the cameras that we record the videos for this show, right? You know who invented the CCD chip that first made digital videos available? It was Kodak.
You're going to give the Facebook type example. We know that things can change. Things can change. Let's just conclude it that way. I have prolonged this a long time. I said Ty would have the last word. Ty had the last word there. I shouldn't have asked him another question about which coin is going to be the coin. We'll all see. We'll be there in 2020, everyone. I'm Adam Meister, Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Do check out the next section below. I'm going to give everybody's link. I haven't done that yet. I'm sorry about that, everyone. But again, I post a new video here every day, and we do have a This Week in Bitcoin every Friday, different times every Friday. Australia, I'm looking forward to seeing you, and all my guests. Thank you so much. We had a really diverse people coming from completely different perspectives here. We had Ty, is obviously a trading, we had tech guys, we had Australian guys, we had straight out of New Jersey guys. So it was, tough talk, dude. It was good, guys. So thanks a lot, everyone. Bye bye. See you later. City of Baltimore.
I think.
All right.